Let's talk about something that's on everyone's mind, but that few people truly understand. You know, when we think about money, wealth, and the freedom to live life the way we've always dreamed, it seems distant, almost like an impossible dream. But why is that? Why does the idea of financial prosperity seem so far from reality for so many people? If you've ever asked yourself this question, today we're going to talk about it in a way that everyone can understand. Just imagine money, wealth, prosperity. These words appear in our dreams and make us picture a future where we don't have to worry so much about paying the bills at the end of the month, where we can live more peacefully without the constant burden of debt. Everyone wants that, right? To have the security to take care of ourselves and our families, to have the freedom to make choices without worrying so much about the bank balance. It's a universal desire. But why then does it seem so difficult? Why do some people navigate the seas of wealth so easily, while others seem to always be struggling not to drown in debt and worries? Is there a hidden secret out there that only a few people know? Or is there something we're just not seeing? Well, I know, it might seem like there's a secret formula for wealth that only a few have discovered. But it's not quite like that. The truth is that all of us can reach this dream of prosperity, but we need to start at the beginning. And that's what I want to share with you today. It's not a magic recipe that will make you rich overnight, but these are ideas that will change the way you see money and, most importantly, how you deal with it. We live in a world that places financial success way up high, as if it's the ultimate goal in life. We see movies, TV shows, ads, all showing happy people because they have money. But at the same time, no one really teaches us how to get there. It's like there's an invisible barrier, a path full of obstacles that no one explains how to overcome. And that's where many people get lost, think they'll never make it, and end up giving up. And let me tell you something. This path doesn't have to be so complicated. The first thing we need to do is start changing the way we think about money. If we're stuck with old ideas, thinking that money is only for a lucky few, we'll never move forward. But if we're willing to learn and see the opportunities, we can indeed build a life that's more peaceful, secure, and full of possibilities. So, my invitation to you is to get ready for something new, to challenge the beliefs you've always had about wealth and to open your mind to new ideas. Let's learn together how to build a prosperous financial future, and more than that, do it in an ethical and sustainable way that you can be proud of. Oh, and if you want to learn more about how to achieve financial freedom and transform your life, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. I'm sure you're going to like what's coming. And of course, if you know someone who needs to hear this message, share this video with them too. After all, good things are meant to be shared. Now that we understand that achieving financial prosperity isn't a distant dream, but rather a path that everyone can follow, let's take the next step on this journey. And listen, this is a part that many people simply skip over or don't even realize is so important. We're going to talk about something that could have changed a lot of lives back then in childhood, but that, unfortunately, almost no one really received: financial education. Think about it. When we were kids, school taught us to read, to write, to solve math problems. We learned about history, science, and even how to draw maps in geography. But what about money? Did anyone teach you how to manage it? To plan, to save, to invest? I bet for most of you the answer is no. And that's where the problem lies. The lack of financial education leaves many people lost when it's time to face real adult life. We leave school and suddenly we start earning our first salary. We have to pay bills, understand how a credit card works, deal with loans. And what happens? People end up stumbling and falling into financial traps that could have been avoided if they had learned from an early age how to manage money. And you know what's interesting? Society constantly praises financial success, showing people with luxury cars, amazing vacations, and incredible houses. But no one teaches the how to get there. It's almost like there's a missing piece in the puzzle. The truth is, without a solid financial education, we're vulnerable to making mistakes that have lasting consequences, like endless debt and that feeling of never being financially secure. But hold on. The good news is that it's never too late to start learning, and we're going to do this together. I want you to see this journey of financial education as an opportunity to transform your relationship with money. It's not just about accumulating wealth, but about understanding how it can work in your favor, how it can be a tool to achieve your dreams, live more peacefully, and most importantly, have the freedom of choice. And do you know what the first step is? Recognizing the importance of learning about money. Understanding that if no one taught us before, we can start learning now. You don't need to feel bad for not knowing before, because what matters is what you're going to do from now on. Imagine how different things would be if, back in school, we had learned about budgeting, planning, investments, savings. Wouldn't everything be easier? So, let's start fixing this flaw in the system. From now on, we're going to explore financial education concepts that everyone should know. We're going to break down those myths that limit our beliefs about money and learn to use this powerful tool with intelligence and wisdom. And I promise, it's going to be simpler than it sounds. No complicated words, no beating around the bush. Just what will really help you change your life. So, we've talked about the importance of learning about money and how the lack of financial education affects us. But now comes a fundamental part of this journey, changing the way we see money. Because, let's be honest, many times we grow up hearing so many wrong ideas about money that we end up creating a complicated relationship with it. How many times have you heard that money is the root of all evil, or that the rich only get rich by exploiting others? These phrases might have been repeated so often that they became almost truths, but today I want you to see things differently. What if, instead of thinking of money as an enemy, we start seeing it as a powerful ally? Something that can truly transform our lives in a positive way? Imagine you are building a house. Money is like the tools you use to build that house. Without them, everything becomes more difficult, slow, and tiring. But if you know how to use the right tools, the house stands tall, with a solid structure, well-organized rooms, and the final result is a comfortable place to live. That's how it is with money. It's a tool that, when used wisely, can open doors, create opportunities, and provide a more peaceful and secure life. And this goes far beyond just having material things. Money, when used wisely, brings freedom. Freedom to make decisions, to help those you love, to support important causes, to invest in your own dreams. Have you ever thought about taking that trip you've always wanted? Or being able to give your children the education they deserve? Money is the means to achieve these and many other goals. It is neither good nor bad by itself. What makes the difference is how we choose to use it. So, here's a message I want you to remember. Money is not your enemy. It is a tool, and you are the one who decides what to do with it. It is up to each of us to choose to use money in a smart, ethical way that helps us build the life we want. If you can change this mindset, you're already taking a huge step toward transforming your financial reality. And do you know what's really great about all of this? When you start seeing money in a positive light, you stop feeling like it's a burden or something unattainable. Instead, you begin to see opportunities and ways to grow. Believe me, the first big secret to prosperity is to embrace this new vision and let go of any limiting beliefs. Because yes, it is possible to have money and live well, honestly and ethically without giving up your values. So, if you've always thought that money only brings problems or that it's difficult to manage, it's time to change that mindset. From now on, let's start learning to use money as a tool that can make our lives easier and bring more freedom. And speaking of that, how about sharing this video with someone who also needs to see money in a different light? Will be a great gift for that person. We've already talked about the importance of learning how to manage money and the need to change our mindset to see it as a powerful tool. But now let's address an issue that still generates a lot of doubts and even prejudices: ethics and integrity in the pursuit of financial prosperity. It's common to hear people say that to get rich, you have to do wrong things, exploit others, or take advantage of certain situations. Often, the image of a wealthy person comes loaded with judgments. Oh, they must have gotten that in a shady way, no one makes that much money being honest. But is that really true? Can't financial success and ethics go hand in hand? I understand where these ideas come from, and that's why I want to dispel this notion. The truth is, money by itself doesn't change who you are. It only amplifies it. If a person is honest, generous, and ethical, having money will allow them to do even more good things. If someone already has questionable practices, money will just increase those actions. In other words, it's not money that makes a person good or bad. Morality and character come from within, and this doesn't change with the amount of money in the account. Just think about the great examples of philanthropists, entrepreneurs, and artists who use their fortunes to help others. These are people who built their wealth ethically with hard work, innovation, and creativity. They created jobs, invested in social causes, and changed the world around them for the better. They are living proof that it is indeed possible to prosper financially without compromising your values and principles. That's why I want you to start seeing wealth differently. Being financially successful doesn't mean you have to step over anyone or do something that goes against your values. On the contrary, true prosperity is about growing while helping others grow alongside you. It's about building something solid and positive that benefits your life and the lives of those around you. And let me tell you something else. The idea that only dishonest people can make money is a myth that ends up limiting many opportunities. If you think that making money requires playing dirty, you might be blocking your own path to prosperity. The reality is that there are many ways to grow and achieve financial independence ethically, fairly, and honestly. And when you start to believe that, your approach to seeking opportunities changes completely. Let's move away from these simplistic generalizations that say all rich people are greedy or that being rich is incompatible with being a good person. There are dishonest people at all social levels, but there are also countless amazing individuals who have achieved their wealth fairly and responsibly. And that's where we need to focus. Because if you believe that you can't be prosperous and honest at the same time, you're limiting yourself and missing out on the chance to build a secure and ethical financial future. So, I want to invite you to embrace this new way of seeing prosperity. Accept that you can indeed reach your financial dreams ethically, that you can grow without harming anyone, and that true wealth is not just about money, but about how you choose to use it. When we start to see success as something positive and ethical, it becomes much easier to make space for it in our lives. So, what do you think about starting to break these myths and build a new mindset about money and ethics? So far, we've talked about how learning about money and changing the way we see it can transform our lives. We've also debunked the old idea that being prosperous means giving up on ethics. Now, let's move on to a point that, for many, seems almost like a dilemma: how to reconcile financial success with life purpose and spirituality. Is it possible to achieve prosperity without losing the essence of what truly matters? Let's think about it together. Many people grew up hearing that money and spirituality don't mix. That if you seek financial success, you are distancing yourself from a life of purpose, from something deeper and more meaningful. But is this division really true? Or is it just another one of those limiting beliefs that we've absorbed over time? The truth is that prosperity and spirituality can indeed go hand in hand. When we think of spirituality, we often imagine something that goes beyond the material, something connected to our purpose, our connections with others, and the good we can bring to the world. And what if I told you that money can actually be a tool to make all of this happen? Does that sound strange? Let's clarify. Imagine that you have a strong desire to help your community, to transform the lives of those around you, or to invest in projects that truly matter. When your basic needs are met, it becomes much easier to dedicate time and energy to do this, doesn't it? And often, money is what allows these ideas to move from concept to reality. Money, when used wisely and generously, can be a powerful force for good. So, it's time to let go of that idea that money and spirituality are opposites. Financial prosperity, when used with generosity and responsibility, can help you fulfill your life purpose and be a force for transformation in the world. What matters is how you choose to use money. If it serves to amplify the good you can do, there's nothing wrong with that. And to make this clear, think about those moments when you were able to help someone, provide financial support to an important cause, or simply offer comfort and security to your family. How did you feel? These are examples of how money can amplify the best in you if used consciously. Prosperity gives you more resources to live in harmony with yourself and what you believe in. So, the next time you think about money, remember, it doesn't have to be an obstacle to a full and spiritual life. On the contrary, it can be the key to living your purpose even more completely. Money is not synonymous with superficiality, it is synonymous with opportunity. The opportunity to live well, to help, to grow, and to make a difference. If up to this point we've talked about how to change your mindset about money and understand that it can be a powerful tool for good, now let's address a point that might be holding many people back: the lack of financial planning and how it can trap you in a cycle of debt. It's very common to feel like money just disappears at the end of the month, isn't it? Sometimes we even receive a good salary, but it goes away so quickly that it feels like there's nothing left. And before we know it, we're relying on credit cards to make ends meet, taking out loans to cover unexpected expenses, and then the snowball starts to grow. And believe me, this doesn't just happen to you. The lack of financial planning is one of the main reasons why people end up drowning in debt. Without a plan, without control over what comes in and what goes out, we are at the mercy of unexpected events, impulsive spending, and poor decisions. And the truth is, this creates a vicious cycle. The more debt you have, the harder it is to get organized and break free. But here's the good news: you can get out of this cycle. And the first step is to learn how to build a solid financial foundation and start taking control of your money, instead of letting it control you. Let's simplify this together. What many people don't realize is that, no matter how uncomfortable it is, facing your finances head-on is the only way to start improving them. And when I talk about planning, I'm not talking about anything complicated. You don't need to be a finance expert or have a bunch of complex spreadsheets. What you need is a simple, realistic, and most importantly, honest budget. Think of it this way: a budget is like a map. If you want to get somewhere, you need to know where you are and where you want to go, right? The same applies to your finances. When you set a budget, you can clearly see what is coming in and where every cent is going. This helps identify where you might be overspending and, more importantly, where you can save to build an emergency fund. Yes, because unexpected things happen. And having a fund for these situations is what will keep you from falling into the trap of relying on credit cards or loans with high interest rates. And I know that, in the beginning, it may seem difficult. You might think that there's no way to save anything because everything is already committed. But the truth is, with a bit of organization and discipline, it is possible to change your financial situation. And I want you to start slowly with steps that are sustainable. There's no point in making drastic changes that you won't be able to maintain. So where to start? First, write down all your expenses. That's right, everything. From fixed bills like rent and water to that cup of coffee you buy every day. Only then will you have a clear picture of how you're spending your money and where you can make adjustments. And when you have a clear sense of your spending habits, it becomes easier to set savings goals. Maybe it's cutting out some luxuries temporarily or replacing expensive habits with more affordable options. The important thing is to create a plan that makes sense for you. And look, I won't lie, creating a budget and sticking to it takes discipline. But the freedom it brings is worth every effort. When you start to see your financial situation improving, you'll feel that weight lifting off your shoulders. And over time, you'll realize that you can do more with the money you already have because now it's being used consciously and strategically. From there, it becomes much easier to start thinking about ways to make your money grow. So, if you feel like your financial life is out of control, I want to invite you to take this first step. Grab a piece of paper, your phone, or even a finance app and start writing everything down. Don't be afraid to look at the numbers. Think of it as a turning point, a moment to put things in order so that you can finally breathe easier and start building the future you want. And if you're enjoying this content and want to learn more about how to organize your finances and achieve that much desired financial freedom, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started and there are plenty of practical and straightforward tips on the way. Now that we've talked about the importance of learning to organize your finances and how planning can help you break free from the cycle of debt, it's time to take a step further on this journey. Because, you see, it's not enough to just save and set money aside, right? To achieve true financial freedom, you need to learn to invest and make your money work for you. Think about it. Have you ever heard the expression, letting money sit is like letting it sleep? That's right. If you're just keeping your money in a regular bank account, it's not really growing. In fact, depending on where you live, inflation might even be causing it to lose value over time. And that means, no matter how much you're saving, you might not be getting any closer to the financial freedom you desire. But don't worry, there's a solution to this. Let's demystify investing. Many people think that investing is complicated, that you need a lot of money to start, or that it's too risky. The truth is, investing can be simple, accessible, and safe as long as you know what you're doing. And today, I want to show you how you can start taking those first steps and make your money grow intelligently. Let's start with the basics. Investing is simply putting your money somewhere where it can generate more money for you over time. Sounds simple, right? And it is. There are many ways to do this, from savings accounts and government bonds to stocks, real estate, and investment funds. Each type of investment has its own risks and rewards, and the key is to find what works best for you and your goals. But before you start investing, it's important to take a step back and understand one essential thing. What is your investor profile? This basically means understanding how much risk you're willing to take. Some people prefer safer investments with more stable and predictable returns, while others are willing to take on a bit more risk for the chance to earn faster. And that's okay, there's no right or wrong answer. The important thing is to know your profile and invest in a way that aligns with it. And look, I know that for beginners it might seem like a lot to understand all at once. So the tip is, start small. You don't need to invest all your money at once. Set aside an amount you're willing to experiment with and gradually get to know the market. There are options for all budgets and knowledge levels, from simpler and safer investments like government bonds and fixed income funds to more complex alternatives like stocks and cryptocurrencies. The important thing is to start and learn along the way. Now, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. The key is not to make money quickly, but to make your money grow consistently over time. Imagine you're planting a tree. If you plant it and take care of it, it grows slowly but becomes strong and enduring, bearing fruit for a long time. That's what we want to build with your investments. There's no point in expecting magical results overnight, but with discipline, patience, and knowledge, you'll see your money grow and work for you. And, of course, like anything in life, investing also has its risks. That's why it's important to study and understand what you're doing. And if you need help, don't hesitate to seek guidance from qualified professionals to guide your choices. There are many courses, books, and even consultants who can help you better understand the world of investing. After all, financial freedom is a journey, and learning is part of the process. So, how about starting today? Take some time to research a few investment options, see what makes sense for you, and start putting it into practice. Remember, you don't need to start big, you just need to start. The important thing is to take the first step and keep moving forward, because that's how you build a solid and prosperous financial future. Up to this point, we've talked about the importance of understanding how money works, changing the way we think about it, and learning to invest to make money work for us. But there is one pillar that supports all of this, the foundation for any financial strategy to work: the importance of saving and spending wisely. If I could give you one piece of advice to start leading a more peaceful financial life, it would be this: learn to save and spend consciously. It sounds simple, but it's a skill that many people haven't developed yet. It's not just about cutting expenses, it's about making smart financial decisions that align with what is most important to you. Let's imagine your money is like water in a bottle. If you drink it little by little, in a planned way, it lasts the entire day and you stay hydrated and satisfied. But if you use it all at once, it runs out quickly and you're left with none. Saving works the same way. You need to be conscious and strategic so that your money lasts and is available when it's truly needed. So, how do you do this in practice? First, you need to understand where your money is going. Remember when we talked about writing down all your expenses? This is essential, because only then will you identify the leaks, those small daily expenses that add up to a big cost by the end of the month. It could be that extra coffee, an impulse buy, or a service you pay for but hardly ever use. If you cut these leaks, you will already notice a big difference. And saving doesn't mean living restrictively without enjoying life. Saving is about spending wisely, prioritizing what really matters. Do you want to go on a dream vacation? Perfect, then start saving for it and cut expenses that don't make much of a difference. Want to have an emergency fund to sleep peacefully at night? Start by saving small amounts every month and watch it grow over time. True financial freedom is not just about earning more but spending better. Here's a secret. When you adopt the habit of saving and spending consciously, you begin to realize that it's possible to live better with less. You'll feel more secure, more at ease, and above all, freer. Because knowing that your money is being used wisely brings a peace of mind that is priceless. So, if you feel like you need to better organize your finances, start now. Create a budget, review your spending habits, and set realistic and motivating savings goals. And if you want to know more about how to save without giving up a comfortable and happy life, keep following. Now, let's move on to the next topic that could be the key to taking a leap in your financial life: the benefits of building personal enterprises. We've reached a point that, for many, is a turning point on the journey to financial freedom: building your own business. If organizing your finances and learning to invest are ways to keep your money safe and grow it gradually, entrepreneurship is like taking a big step to expand your possibilities. Imagine you're driving down a road and want to reach your destination faster. Entrepreneurship is like putting a more powerful engine in your car. Sure, it requires a bit more preparation and care, but the results can be surprising. And when I talk about entrepreneurship, it doesn't mean you have to start a big company. It could be starting a side business, selling something you create, offering a service you excel at, or even turning a hobby into a source of income. The important thing is to have something that is yours, something you can control and that can grow over time. And why can entrepreneurship be so transformative? Because unlike a fixed salary, a business has no growth limits. When you work for someone else, your income is generally tied to a fixed amount per hour or per month. But when you own your own business, your earning potential is limitless. The more you dedicate yourself, innovate, and improve, the more you can earn. And look, I know entrepreneurship can seem intimidating at first, but you don't have to start big. You can start small at your own pace while still keeping your main job. Test your ideas, learn from your mistakes, and grow gradually. The true beauty of entrepreneurship is that you are building something that is yours, something that reflects who you are and what you believe in. And that's something no one can take away from you. Another important point: entrepreneurship teaches you to think differently, to develop skills that are valuable in any area of life, such as resilience, creativity, and leadership. And even if you don't want to become a successful business owner, these skills can help you grow in your career and achieve other personal goals. So, how about starting to think about something you love doing that could turn into a source of income? If you have a talent, a passion, or an idea, this could be the beginning of something big. And who knows, this might be what helps you achieve that much-desired financial freedom and live a more independent and fulfilling life. And if you're thinking about taking the first steps in the world of entrepreneurship, stay tuned to this channel. We're going to bring more practical and inspiring tips to help you on this journey. Go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who has a dream of entrepreneurship and needs that little push to get started. Because the world needs more people who dare to make a difference. We've reached the end of this journey, but really, it's just the beginning for you. We talked about many important things here, from how to change the way you think about money to understanding how to save, invest, and even start a business. And now, I want to leave you with a message that will fill you with energy and motivation to transform your financial life. Let's be honest, achieving financial freedom can seem like a challenge, but it's not impossible. In fact, it's a path that anyone can follow as long as you have the right information, the right mindset, and the willingness to take the first steps. And the good news is you've already started. Every conscious decision you make from today onwards, every small saving you make, and every new skill you learn will bring you closer to your goal. And I want you to remember one thing. It doesn't matter where you are now. What truly matters is the direction you're heading. Don't let past mistakes, challenges that have come up, or the times it seemed impossible discourage you. The secret is to keep going one step at a time. Because financial freedom is not about getting there overnight. It's about building a solid future, one step at a time. So, if there's one piece of advice I can give you, it's this: believe in your potential. You are capable of achieving incredible things. Maybe no one has told you this before, but I'm telling you now. You deserve a life where money is not a constant worry. You deserve to live your dreams, to have choices, and to be able to help those you love. And all of that starts with the decisions you make today. And please don't feel alone on this journey. We are in this together. If you want to learn more, if you need tips, inspiration, and a little push to keep moving forward, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and stay with us. Because I'll be here, always bringing more content to help you achieve the financial freedom you desire. And if this video helped you in any way, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's spread this knowledge and grow together. And now, don't let this energy stop here. Click on one of the videos appearing on the screen and continue your learning journey. Financial freedom is within your reach, and the next step is just one click away. Let's build a more prosperous future full of achievements together. See you in the next video.